camera. My mom bought the family a camera for Christmas in the hopes that her children would make some kind of cool film at some point during the year, so look for that, 2015. But I've already learned a small lesson that I thought I would share at the beginning of this video. With this nicer camera that's gonna have way better quality, it's a lot more work. I think the first public single life thing I filmed was on my laptop camera, which was and then the rest of them I've been using my iPhone camera, which has been pretty good. This one, I'm sure the quality is going to be way more fantastic, but checking the angles and the lights and the focus and all of that takes way more work than just this. Not to say that I'm not going to use that anymore. It made me think of what people have said to me about relationships, that yes, it's wonderful to have a boyfriend or a fiance or a spouse, but it does complicate things. It's not to say that it's not worth it, but it adds a lot more dynamic, a lot more aspects to life. There's a lot more things to manage. So with a greater gift often comes greater responsibility. That's with this camera. Instead of just thinking that that would apply to when you find a spouse, for those of you who are single, think of applying it to a new perspective of your singlehoodness. Your singleness can be a greater gift, and once you comprehend that, it is going to come with greater responsibility. So I've been single most of my life, and it's kind of made me feel like
llama face,
murderer of love! But lately, I've been more like
just want to dance.
So inside, I'm like,
I don't understand what's happening.
which is good because
Every day, I get a little more desperate, and desperate situations yield the quickest results.
False.
I hope that made sense. So, welcome to my very public single life. This month I have focused on single does not equal sad. My hashtag is single does not equal, because I think if you've been single for a long time or are single and would rather not be, you know what single equals. You know that sometimes it equals loneliness, hopelessness, feeling like you're not good enough or that you're unlovable, not knowing how God can work it out. You know all the things that can come with it. And so to say single does not equal alone, it helps you focus on, I really shouldn't struggle with loneliness all the time because there are people all around me. So last month, that's what I focused on. Single does not equal alone. This month has been single does not equal sad, which I debated doing in the beginning because I'm like, that's such a simple word. It's like when you're learning words with the sound of A in it. Sad, mad, glad, bad.
Avocado!
It just sounded a little simplistic, but I went with it, and I've been doing 30 days of single praise, focusing on things to be thankful for. I've missed some days, but I've tried to stay consistent on what day that we're on. It's about finding joy and being thankful instead of being sad. I had no idea how deeply that this theme was going to affect me personally. One of the battles that I've had in my life has been with depression, and I don't really talk about it a lot. Obviously, it's not really just something that you throw into the conversation. And one of the reasons I think that I don't share is because I know that I legitimately have no reason to feel the way that I do sometimes. And that used to make me feel worse about myself, but lately I've tried to do research as to why I might be feeling the way that I feel. There are people who would say, oh, God should be the only source, you don't need any outside things, only depend on Him. I agree with that. However, in this journey of trying to learn how I was created, I don't feel like I've cut God out of the picture, or His power, or His ability, or His healing, or any of that. Many times people who struggle with depression have low serotonin levels. It's a particular chemical in the brain, and they could have low levels for many different reasons, but there are things that you can do to increase that. And so that's been part of the journey that I've taken this month. Exercise obviously helps with serotonin, the right amount of sleep, the right amount of sunlight, and vitamin D. I looked up some foods that are supposed to help with serotonin or brain activity or, emotions. I mean, we all know that eating well makes you feel better. Don't know why we're not doing it more often.
Heart disease.
So I've written down some things that I'm personally going to do. If I think about it in terms of a diet, some people can't eat things because they're allergic to it. If I think my emotions are allergic to this type of processed food or this much sugar, I think I'll be a lot more disciplined because I will understand the emotional toll that it takes on me when I do not choose wise foods. Again, it's not some scientific research that I've done that I can stand by, because I have proven it through E equals MC squared. I haven't scientifically proven any of these things, but I can document on whether or not it makes a difference. I said this quote one time that a miracle that takes time is no less miraculous than the instantaneous. Because I think for me, many times God's answer is not right away. He often has to remind me that he's not a magic wand. I can't just say, this is what I want, and poof, there it is. He does answer prayer, and he can answer instantly, but many times I think he sees the benefit of being on the journey with him. He sees all the lessons that we're going to learn on the way to the goal, so he will walk with us there instead of just bringing the goal to us. And it should just make us respect him more and love that he's merciful enough to allow us to make the walk instead of him transporting us there. It doesn't mean that some days it doesn't make me frustrated or tired or feel hopeless, but I have to remember that he knows what's best, and if he doesn't want a quick fix, he is the answer anyway. So, single does not equal sad. Find reasons to be joyful the rest of this month and the rest of your life, and make some small changes that can better your emotional and physical well-being. Because as a single person, you need your strength to accomplish all the things that you can accomplish as one person. I will be posting all the small changes that I decided to make in order to help with the depression side of sadness, and hopefully as we go through the rest of this month, being thankful for things will fight the single sadness that sometimes plagues us. Hopefully I'll update my single stuff more often than I do now. I want to try to do something every day, but I haven't quite kept up with it, and I have no excuses because I'm single, so I should have the time. I feel like I usually have something way more cooler to say at the end.